And we're on.
Hey everybody, it's Alex Kurchenko from Outside Inside Out, and I've got Bob Cobb on the line here with us. Bob is the head of Advisor Business Institute, and he's got a great new product that's called Brains Objection Mastery something.
Blueprint.
Blueprint! I remember when I went brains, like, shit, I don't know what the other B is, and hopefully it'll come to me by the time I finish it. All right, so let's try that again. You know what, just keep it recording, I guess, or whatever.
Yeah. And I'll figure out, I need to figure out how to edit it anyway, so
it comes
take
out
it from the top, baby. Take it from the top.
All right. Hey everyone, it's Alex Kurchenko here from Outside Inside Out, and I've got Bob Cobb on the webcam here with all of us. He's head of the Advisor Business Institute. He's got a great new product called the Brains Objection Mastery Blueprint. Hey Bob, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, Alex. Thanks for having me.
Well, it's great to see you again. You know, you and I go back a long ways, and you're always coming up with some new and exciting things. So tell me, what is? And I know you're the acronym man. So we're talking about the BOMB, aren't we?
We are talking about the BOMB.
So who would use the BOMB?
Well, really, anybody in any type of selling position. Advisors certainly use it all the time. People in therapy use it. Anybody who's got to change somebody's mind or reframe the way that they're thinking can absolutely take advantage of this technology.
So, okay, so it's got applications to many different groups, therapists, I think you said, salespeople. So it sounds like it's quite a powerful communication model, obviously. So why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
Well, what it is basically a method of reframing or answering objections. It's totally in harmony with the way our brain works. Okay. So it is a persuasion system. It is an objection mastering system. It is a way to reframe ideas that allows the new ideas to go into the object of our persuasive desires mind more easily, more effortlessly, more in harmony with the way the brain actually works.
Can you describe maybe the process? Is there a 4-step or a 5-step process that basically encapsulates what this methodology does or is?
Yeah, actually there's a lot more steps to it than that, but I can give you certainly today a broad general overview. Okay. We're going to be having a webcast coming up in just a few days that goes in detail through the process, and I'll show you how it works with examples and have some interaction on the call as well. But in terms of a brief overview, one of the things that it does is helps people understand, and I'll use the example of salespeople or financial advisors today. It helps people understand when they have an objection to what it is that you're offering or what it is that you're trying to convince them to do or what action you're liking them to take, is it allows you through the process to really understand what the client means so that you're more easily able to give them an answer that's meaningful to them.
So that's obviously important in order to maintain rapport and know that you're listening, so that kind of thing, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the things, I've been a sales coach for almost 20 years now, and one of the common things that I hear from financial advisors, professional salespeople, is they always want to know, well, how would you answer such and such objection? Price is too high, obviously, is a common objection that a lot of people hear. How would you answer that? And what they're looking for is some sort of whiz-bang, quick and easy answer, something that I can say that's just going to work for everyone all the time. Okay. And the challenge is when we're using these memorized answers that we've learned from some sort of script book. It's really a hit or miss type of approach to answering the objection, which is one of the reasons that, in traditional sales training, they tell you it's not unusual that you have to ask for the order 7 or 8 or 9 different times before you get the order. And one of the reasons for that is we're using kind of the throw it against the wall and see what sticks type of approach to answering the objection. So through this methodology, what I'm literally teaching advisors and professional salespeople to do is get a very clear understanding of what the client means when they bring in objection, and I'll give you an example of that in just a second, and therefore get the ammunition that you need to actually be able to craft the appropriate response. So one of the things that I think makes BOM different is it's not an approach of memorizing slick answers or slick language patterns or slick responses that have worked well in certain circumstances. It's really much more of a mindset so that we understand what the client is looking for. For example, I'll give you, in fact, 2 examples real quick. The first one that I like to use in public seminars to help people understand that different things mean many different things to different people is, what's the first thing that comes to mind when you think of motorcycles? And that's a good one in a public seminar, because for some people, motorcycle is a death machine. One of the answers that I get a lot is, it's not a motorcycle, it's a murder cycle. Other people think that they're scary. Right. Other people think that they are an affordable way to get around if you can't afford to go out and buy a car. For me personally, I happen to love motorcycles. I think of them as a sense of adventure and freedom, and I love to go out and ride. Right. So how you would frame something to those 4 separate people is obviously very different. Same thing applies with the price is too high. Common objection that salespeople are often battling. What does that actually mean? Price is too high. Well, is that because I'm broke and I don't have any money and I can't afford that? Or does it mean that I'm not seeing the value that I need to see in order to be able to put that money forward to buy this particular product? Or is it because I'm aware of a much cheaper solution which is suiting my needs right now? Or do I actually just not have a need for that particular product, therefore I don't want to give up the money? Yeah. So what we teach in this webcast that we'll be doing in just a few days is, how do you understand what it is that the client actually means by that, and dig down several layers to get to what it is that they're really looking to achieve.
I wonder if it would help if we could just do a really quick demo, completely unrehearsed, no scripts of any kind. And let's assume that I am interested in buying the BOM. And I'll just do, because I actually am interested in buying the BOM, so it's actually, quite real, because you intrigued me with what you created here. So it will demonstrate for me and to the audience that this can be done in any application with nothing up your sleeves, and it'll sound quite normal. And I know that you're masterful in this based on your background. So let's just try that. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so let's say I've seen the presentation and now you've asked me to commit to purchasing it. So what I would probably say is, well, I'm not quite ready yet, and this is how I normally buy. Normally I need, more information. So let's just say I say to you, Bob, I like what I've seen so far, but I don't feel I have enough information yet to make a decision like this.
Okay, so you're actually bringing up a couple of things there, and I'll give you an overview of what we're doing. Number one is you're not quite ready yet. So step number one, I want to understand what needs to happen in order for you to be ready. So that dives into your convincer strategy.
Okay.
And so the very first thing that I would want to understand is what is your convincer strategy? So the first question I might ask is, you make the statement, and go ahead and make the statement again.
Bob, so far I like what I see, but I'm not sure I have enough information yet to make a decision like this.
And I might just simply come back with because, which is an invitation for you to give me more information. So say what you will.
So for the amount of money that I'm going to be paying, how do I know that it's going to work?
Well, let me ask you another question, Alex, and that is a very good question. How would you know that it would work for you?
Well, I guess if I started to make more sales and have less objections, or just found that my revenue increased, I would say that that would probably convince me.
Well, obviously that involves trying it out. So my question is, you've made purchases like this before, you've invested in yourself in the past, and you've known that certain things are right for you now. So my question to you is, when you've known that something is the right thing for you to do and gotten yourself in a position where you are ready to take action, how'd you know?
I guess ultimately it just felt right. It felt like this is going to be a good thing to do, and for me it was a feeling.
And what was the feeling? If you think of one particular example of a decision that you've made in the past, what was that feeling that you got inside? And how'd you know?
I'm going to say it kind of felt like confidence. You know, like I'm confident it's going to work. You know, it's going to work. It's for me. It fits me, and I'm confident it's going to work. So I'm going to say it feels like confidence.
Did you say something after confidence? I'm sorry.
No, I didn't.
Okay. And what would you need to know right now to have that feeling of confidence inside and know that this is the right way to go?
Well, actually, funny enough, as you're doing this demo with me now, I am feeling confident that this will work, because I feel like you are tuning into my buying strategy, and instead of the typical answering objections where it seems a little more combative, you're inviting me to describe and illustrate my process, and then you can help me realize that what you're offering fits into that process. So it's a real alignment. So I really feel like this method would work for me, actually.
Well, and that is a good demonstration. So, and that was off the cuff. So, thank you for doing that. And there were several things going on there. Number one, the first thing I'm interested in finding out is what is your, what we would call a complex equivalent. When you give me the answer that I'm not there yet, well, what does that actually mean to you? What is going on inside? And so you told me, well, I don't have that feeling of confidence just yet. And then all through this, there were lots of embedded commands and a lot of suggestions and hidden directives to get you moving down that path in order to feel what you needed to feel to know that this was something that you did want to have and to be able to go ahead with. And that, to me, is one of the biggest differences between traditional selling kind of what we would call the hard model, which is hope that you have the right answer, have an overwhelmingly positive attitude, to have these rote, memorized sales scripts that you use over and over again, and just to continue to pound the process in a very combative method. This system is completely different from that. It's much more of a soft sell approach. Number one, I want to make sure that you're in the right frame of mind to do something. Obviously, you already are, since we're already on this webcast, and this is a collaborative thing. But that's the way the process works as well. It's a collaborative sales process where I'm helping you get to the point where you feel comfortable with the decision. You mentioned rapport earlier. That is an absolutely key part of the overall process. The other part is understanding your outcome and what it is that you're looking to achieve, and then being able to frame it in such a way that exactly what you said right there, actually I'm just getting to the point where I feel good about it now. So this is part of the soft sell system. Soft is understanding your customer's state of mind, clearly understanding their outcome, being able to frame it in such a way that their mind will easily accept it, and making sure that we establish trust and the client feels that we're working in their best interest, as opposed to the traditional sales methods that we've used in the past. So that's what we're going to be teaching on the webcast. I hope you will join us there.
I absolutely will. Well, Bob, thank you so much for that. And all the out in the audience out there, thank you for listening. This is Alex Kravchenko from Outside Inside Out, and we'll see you again soon.
Thanks again for having me, Alex. I appreciate it.
All right, take care. Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, that was pretty good, I think.
That was pretty good. I knew you weren't expecting me to have you do a demo, so I knew you could pull it off, and I'm glad that we did it that way, because that just validates, it's part of the format system, right? Why, how is the demo? Let's see it in action. So as far as a convincer strategy goes, some people are going to want to see, well, give me a taste of what this is. So I think that's really cool. I think we did a good job. Now there was a truck that went by, so I don't know if that was picked up on this mic, but a truck went by, and I don't know if you didn't hear it, then obviously.
Well, I did hear something. I don't know what it was that I was hearing, but there was something there that was some sort of weird background noise. We'll see. Who knows if it picked it up or not.
Okay, well that's cool. That's pretty friggin' cool, dude.
Yeah, man.
That was fun.
That was, and here, I'm going to stop this for just a second. I think this is just going to stop the recording. I don't think it's going to cut us off. If it does, I'll call you right back, but I think we're going to be good here.